excited, guys. Get excited.
Carrying those over there was not as easy as I had initially thought.
Ah, lightning. We had a little bit of an issue with a couple strokes. It started falling and we had to force it to go off the mountain. What's up, guys? Welcome back. We are picking off where we left off in the prior video on our big project. We are trying to make our old RV look cool and shade and protect it. So we have started making a pavilion. On the previous episode of this project, we dug the holes. Matt dug the holes. We filled them with cement. We got bases started. But now, what are we doing next?
We've got our footing set, so the next thing that's going to be going up is the erecting of the posts.
The what?
The erecting. You know, you had an erector set when you were a little kid?
No.
I don't know, y'all was out there playing with Barbies, I guess. But we have to erect the post. So there's several parts that goes into that, several steps. But the first thing we're going to have to do is get them ready to be erected. So I think...
Are you trying to get us demonetized?
I'm not saying anything bad. You get your mind out the gutter.
You
but
just keep saying
we
that.
think that it'll be better if we stain them while they're down. It'll be a lot better than having to be on a ladder, staining later, or spraying around the RV and staining it. So the first things first, we got to get that out the way, and you know, then we can start drilling into concrete and doing the big boy stuff. Carrying those over there was not as easy as I had initially thought. There was two that came in that were a little bit lighter. I looked at the rings and the rings weren't quite as tight, so maybe it's just a less dense wood. But those ones on the bottom were quite heavy. That was pushing me about to my max. I might have blown out a blood vessel in my eye picking out one or two of them.
Oh no!
And now I'm curious as whether or not I'm going to be able to get it all the way up there because I don't have a lift. So I'm going to try to use up the heavier ones on the uprights and then use the lighter ones at the top. So maybe I'll only have to really hulk one crazy one up there. Otherwise, I'm going to have to figure something else out and be halted on this project while I get a lift. But either way, we're getting ready to stain now. If you've been watching this channel for a little bit, you saw us stain our fence. We have a nice chocolate stain that works really well because it's versatile. If you put on a thin layer, it's kind of like a light, warm brown, but you can keep layering it and take it almost to black if you want to get crazy. So, you know, when the wood is different colors of treatment, different levels, different batches. Some of these are a little greener and some of them are a little more brown. So we're gonna have to keep blending them to make them all look good. And then, we should be looking right after that. This stain's really good for the mold and it's a beautiful color. So it's worked well on our fence. Hopefully it works well on our pergola.
Being back on the boat has brought back so many memories from our travel days, good, bad, and ugly. And one major bad memory that I was thinking about was trying to get phone service when you get to a new destination. We used to spend all day the first day getting there trying to find free Wi-Fi just to look up where a SIM card store would be to get the phone service. I bet a lot of you who fly can also relate to a similar type of story. Luckily for us, times have changed. Now there is Airlo. Airlo is the world's first eSIM store, which solves this problem for us by giving us access to eSIMs, which are digital SIM cards. This would have made our lives so much easier. It's also trusted by 10 million world travelers with 200 plus countries and regions covered. Using Airlo is simple. Once you download the Airlo app, choose and purchase an eSIM for your upcoming destination. The next step, you want to install the eSIM and activate. Finally, turn on your eSIM when you arrive. Instantly, you'll be connected to the internet, saving so much time, money, and hassle. Install Airlo today so you can stay connected anywhere you travel, and use my code SAILINGGBU3 to get $3 off your data plan. Scare him away, Matt.
This ain't Forty Marty. This is a different, slightly friendly one, but a little too
He's
aggressive.
Oh, shoot. Oh boy, he's coming. No. Ah, ah, ah. Oh, shoot. Don't mess up our lines, bro.
All right, so the drill ripped it. We got a new carbide bit and the new hammer drill. The hammer made such a huge difference. I have the other drill that I could have gotten through it with, but that hammer feature makes such a huge difference. It can be a little bit of a wrist cracker though, so you gotta be careful with those. But now we have our holes drilled. We're going to beat them down into there and mount our first mounting post. I'm gonna do this first one just make sure everything works perfectly before I go and rip a bunch of holes and something's not quite right. Okay, so on that first post base, I wasn't really paying attention to how I had it set there, and I was making marks, and I mounted it. The orientation was with the face facing out. I wanted them to be with the face facing to this side so that it's a little bit less visible. We have a couple of these that are going to be out at first. These first two don't really matter because there's going to be a deck around those, and there may end up being a deck around all of them. But for this one, for these two, it's not particularly going to matter. But those, we definitely want to turn them this way so that everything looks pretty. From all of the research I can do online, they say that this doesn't give like any support that way. So the orientation doesn't really matter. You can turn them whichever way you want, whichever way you prefer. So we're going to go this way from here on out. And you know, hopefully the building doesn't fall over. Let me know in the comments below if I'm completely wrong and you do have to put these a certain way.
Matt got all those post space, not all of them. What am I talking about? He got the 4 in the front done, which he's learning how to do them. They're a little bit tricky, right?
Yeah, I think what I was doing before was I was trying to save the threading, so I had the bolt up a little bit when I was beating it in. I think what that actually did was it was kind of bending the threads a little bit because I was hitting the nut. So I think these are designed for, after kind of looking at them a little bit closer and trying to understand what was going wrong for me after the first two, was I think you just put the nut down so you don't drive it too deep, and then it has like a stud at the top that you can beat on pretty bad without it messing up the thread. So I think you're just supposed to beat on that top stud, and the last one went a lot smoother and a lot better, so I have a bunch more of those to do. So,
but he's too impatient. So he wants to put up a what is it called? A post?
Well, I want to get one post because today's winding down, but they're not flush at the bottom, or flat, whatever. I don't even know what the term would be, but the bottom is crooked. So I got to cut that off, square with the chainsaw, and then I want to put one up to see how out of plumb I end up being. I know that my posts are fully level, so I want to put it up in case I do run into any issue. I have all night long to think about it and sort it in my own brain rather than wait till tomorrow morning and struggle, and then I'm tripping over myself tomorrow. So I'd rather get one post up today, try to push it a little bit more and get it done, so this way I can get it done right. What's the problem with putting one up today? Other than you just want to go inside.
No, I still got to cook dinner and stuff. But,
Sheesh.
you know,
well, first thing I'm going to cut.
This is exciting. I'm excited, guys. Get excited.
Yeah, and I want to see how heavy it is to put up, because I got to put these up by myself. So if I can't get it up there, if I can't get it up, I got to figure something else out. You know what I'm saying?
How are you going to do this? You're just going to hulk it?
Guess I'm just going to have to hulk it.
Well, be careful.
I know I don't like it any more than you do, but I got to hulk it.
Yeah.
So we don't lose a cat.
I can tell on camera it's not completely level, I don't think. But hold it, I'll go get the level.
All right, I think I got her nice and flat. Time for round two. See what kind of difference she makes. Okay, it definitely got a lot better. I think I can make it up with a small shim and a nail at this point, and then we'll see where she falls after that. Feeling pretty good to me. I'm liking it. So it's the next day. I spent most of this morning putting in the other 8 adjustable bases. So I got those in and done, and now I am flushing out the bottom of my post. They don't come from the factory flat, so you have to make that adjustment, and it worked really well with that first one. It's perfectly plumb. So what I've been doing is I tried the first time just to make marks and free cut it with the chainsaw. It did not work. I had to do a lot of work after that. Second time I said, let me do the skill saw around a circle and then just grind down the nump in the middle. That was pretty hard. I had to get out my router and my belt sander to make that one flat. So I did another one where I put 2 guides of 2x4s on the outside and then kind of cut a little more slowly with the chainsaw. That seemed to work the best. So that's what's been working the best for me, and that's what I'm going to show you how to do now. So that gets me really close there, and then I just come in with a belt sander and I knock out whatever little corner, and that's been working really well for me. All right, so now that I got my bottoms perfectly flat, I think I'm gonna be able to put them in there straight up and down now. Yesterday they were kind of whooping me. Kristen was saying, man, how heavy are those things? And I looked online and it said they were like 180. Kristen said they must be 500 pounds if you're having a hard time lifting them. And I said, no, they're not 500. I said, but they certainly feel, you know, north of 180. So I was thinking they were maybe like 220. And this one, Big Larry, this one that I'm sitting on right here, this one clocked in. We went and got the scale and weighed it in. And this one clocked in at 265. So I'm going to be using this one as a post and moving it as little as I can. This one's 265. The next one is 240. And then the next one's 230. So those heavier ones I'm going to use as the post, and then every one I have up there is still like 220. So I don't know how there's such a difference in weight. I'm guessing maybe it's the rings and the density of the wood. But yeah, pretty crazy. Big Larry here though, the 265 is going to get put there on the post because I am not taking that thing up a ladder and going to use it as a beam later. Sweet. So I was carrying that one. That's a 245. Probably a little bit heavier. I might gotta weigh it again. It felt heavier that time. I guess when you're on your 10th lift, they start to get heavier. But yeah, the problem is getting them in these posts it's manageable, but there's no way possible that I'm gonna be able to get them up a ladder and get them on there. It's crazy though, because what I originally looked up with these, with the weight of these, is that they were 180. So I was like, okay, 180, that's not light, but I know I can pick up 180. But that 220 plus, those are getting into some pretty heavy lifts.
We had a little bit of an issue. It wasn't leveling up, and then with a couple strokes it started falling and we had to force it to go off the mountain. It was safer to go off the mountain than crush our RV, our cats, or the other poles go down like a domino effect or something. I don't know. I don't know if that's possible. Now we have the hard job of trying to get it back up.
That's aggressive.
Is that your celebration or your anger?
Anger, celebration, whatever, I don't care. I got my log back up and that's all I really care about.
It's the next day. Hopefully Matt recovered from his rage of throwing that whole post down the mountain. We are back, and today is going to be a great day because we don't have to deal with the 8x8s. We're dealing with the 6x6s.
Yeah, we're moving on to the skinny boys now, the light work. I talked to the guy with the machine, and maybe I can set him up for later this week to come. And you know, then we'll be good to go on that deal.
He means to lift the
big
beams 8x8s up.
There's ways I could get him up there, but they put me in peril. I don't want to be on a ladder with something that weighs 300 pounds above my head. You know, it could be bad. Plus, if the guy with the machine comes out, he can knock down a couple more, you know, of these problematic trees and unlevel areas. So he can help me out on several things if he comes out. But yeah, today we're gonna get the rest of our posts up, and then once that is done, then we're going to be able to start framing it out, and then, you know, hopefully have everything ready. We do get that machine guy coming in, so that we just got to throw up the last couple and then a roof panel, and then we'll be done with that particular stage. So my back could definitely use the break. I'll be happy when all the sticks are out. so we got them all stained up. Now they're ready to be erected. These are 6x6, they're a lot lighter, so it should go a lot easier. The base is a little bit different, it's a little more forgiving as well. It closes on all 4 sides, and it has an adjustable bracket that you put in the last one, so you know, all these are level. These were a little bit more true at the bottom, so they're a little bit flatter. So this should go, hopefully, maybe I'm speaking a little quick, but these should go a lot easier. All right, that one went up a lot less labor intensive. It's still maybe a 1/4 inch out of plumb, but when you put in the frames at the top, you'll be able to adjust that a little bit. It's plenty close now. So now we just got to run along with the next more. I got 7 more to do. So 6 that I want to get done today, and then we might have to take off our awning to do that last one, so I'll probably wait on that. But yeah, 7 more I want to get done today before this weather comes in.
Now that we have all the posts up, it's just, we're moving forward. I feel like this project's going by really fast compared to the fence project. Sorry, I didn't mean to hit your nail apron.
Hey, don't ever apologize for being yourself.
So it's going super fast. It's about to rain on us today, but I'm excited to see where this is gonna go. There's still a lot of unknowns. We don't have like a full perfect blueprint that we're going by. We're kind of somewhat planning and going by it, but I think it's gonna come out good.
I think it's going to come out good too.
What does that mean? Anyways, thanks for watching this week, guys. Ah, lightning.
Well, I think I know when the good Lord's telling me to quit putting up posts for today.
We're not gonna get electrocuted.
On that, we're going to clip it. We're just going to call it, and we're going to go watch Netflix.
Thanks for watching, guys. Make sure you check out our Patreon if you want to see real-time updates, and we'll see you guys next week. Bye.